Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, She Plans, She Budgets. In today's video, we'll be going over my debt tracker update, so let's get started. Alright, so here's my debt tracker page. This is from Erica Live Vlogs, everything you see here, except for these little flags. These flags are from Scribble Prints Co., and I'll have all shops linked down below in the description box, so feel free to check that out. Alright, so let's get started. As most of you already know, I am currently paying off my student loans. I'm currently with 6 student loans. I started off with 19 debts that included medical bills, credit cards, private student loans, and now I have my government student loans. The one I'm currently targeting is my Perkins Loan with UAS. So that is the first one, and that balance as of October 1st was $885.87. Okay, and that due date is the 1st of every quarter. So I'm going to just mark down that it was due on October 1st. However, this loan was paid ahead because I've been making debt snowball payments on it since July, so it was in a very far paid ahead status. I think maybe into the year of 2021 or 2022, but I'm going to be paying this off this month, so I'm going to leave the minimum payment blank. The normal minimum payment is $138.86, and again, this loan has been in a paid ahead status for a while, since July. And I am expected to pay it off this month, actually by my second paycheck for this month. So if you've seen paycheck number 1, you already know that I made about half the payment so far, and I'm looking to make the second half with paycheck number 2. All right, so my next loan will be with Great Lakes, and that is loan number 2. And I'm just going to write down all the names real quick. So I have a Great Lakes loan number 3, a number 4, number 5, and then ending with Great Lakes loan number 6. Great Lakes had 8 loans and I paid off 3. So I have 5 loans left with Great Lakes. So starting with Great Lakes loan number 2, that current balance is the same at $4,317.35. And the reason I say it's the same is because my Great Lakes loans are covered under the CARES Act, which has a 0% interest rate right now and a $0 minimum payment right now. So because of that, I am totally focusing on my UAS loan to get that paid off. And then I will move on to Great Lakes loan number 2. So all of these loans are currently the same as they have been since March, because there hasn't been any interest accumulating. But because my UAS Perkins loan has been accruing interest because it's not covered under the CARES Act, that's why I decided to continue paying it off during the pandemic. All right, so next is Great Lakes loan number 3, and that loan is still at $5,469.36. My next loan number 4 is at $5,471.29. Great Lakes loan number 5 is at $5,985.47. And the last and biggest loan is currently sitting at $6,959.42. All right, and so all of these loans from Great Lakes, they either have or had a due date of the 18th or the 26th. I kind of don't remember, but I'm going to just write forb for the forbearance that they're currently in. and that is for all of the 5 with Great Lakes. So I'm not paying anything. And then I will say for these loans, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll put 4 dashes. If you've seen paycheck number 2 budget video, you'll know that I'll be paying off UAS, and I'll have a little extra left over from paycheck 2, and I'm going to be applying that to Great Lakes loan number 2 as well, which is why I didn't put a dash there. All right, so let me total up my balance. So for the start of August, so I already know the balance of my 5 Great Lakes loans. That is $28,202.89, and then just adding the UAS loan of $885.87. My current balance is $29,088.76. All right, so I'm almost under 29,000, which is beautiful. Knowing that I will get under that this month is just beautiful, and I'll be able to put something towards the next loan is great. Very, very happy about that. And then I'm going to just fill in these 2 spots at the end of the month once I have my totals of what I'm putting towards each loan, and then I'll total that right there. But moving on to my debt payoff plan for October. You know, last month I had a goal of $800, then I bumped it up to $885, and now that I know that it's going to be like much more than that, because I'm able to put something towards Great Lakes loan number 2, I'm going to just make my goal a total of $1,700. So if you've seen my October monthly budget video, you'll know where this money is coming from. It's basically because I'm receiving a 3rd paycheck this month, and as you can see, my remaining amount is a little bit over $1,700. So that's why my goal for October is so high at $1,700 to put towards debt. In my last video for paycheck number 2 budget, I did explain that I'm no longer going to put back the money I owe into my savings, because I'd rather just focus on UAS and Great Lakes loan number 2, because if I do just continue to focus on Great Lakes loan number 2, I could also have that paid off by the end of this year, and then walk into 2021 with only 4 loans remaining, and then 4 loans away from being debt free. So I'd rather that than the focusing on my savings, but I will get back to my savings. So next for November and December will actually be really good months, because I will be receiving my full paycheck from my full-time job. I've been working on a 12% pay cut since April due to the pandemic, and my job is planning on restoring our full salaries in November. So in November, December, I'll have my full salary of the 12% cut that I had. So with doing that, with that 12% being added back into my paycheck and after taxes, I will have approximately $400 extra a month. So for my November and December that Snowball goal, I would like to budget out $1,500. Okay, so with the goal of $1,500 for these 2 months, as long as I stick to it, as far as my budget and rolling over any extra money I may have for my cash envelopes or personal spending, as long as I'm just really diligent about paying off Great Lakes loan number 2, I will be able to do it by the end of December with paycheck 2 in December. All right, so that is my debt payoff plan for right now. And then moving on to savings so that you can see where I am. As always, I'll always write down my emergency fund first. And then that is the $1,000 that Dave Ramsey recommends. And then obviously because of the pandemic, I have increased it. And I like to call the increase like the previous month debt savings. So the previous month was September. And I will call it debt savings. And that is because this money that I'm about to write down, that money would have went towards paying off my debts had it not been for the pandemic. But since the pandemic occurred before I made this payment, I decided to just keep it on hand for emergencies, which is why my emergency fund was at $5,000. But now it's a little bit below that, like $700 less. So it's about $4,300 right now because of all the expenses I had last month and the month before that. That money would have went to debt, but since I'm saving it or really holding on to it during the pandemic, after the pandemic is over and when things are back to normal and I feel safe and confident and secure, I will be putting this money towards whatever debt I'm working on at the time, which will bring my emergency fund back down to the $1,000. Because I do want to just stick to the baby steps of, paying off my debt first, then moving on to baby step 3 to fully fund my emergency fund. So my debt savings right now is $3,299, which gives me a grand total of $42.99. And as you can see, last month in September, I did go over my transactions. There was one transaction that I was missing, which was $25. So my number in September was a little bit bigger. I actually have it right here. So for September, it was a little bit bigger. This should have been minus $220 because I did miss a $25 transaction, which will make this total right here $25 less. But just showing it right here instead of going back, $4,299 is what I currently have in my savings account. And to bring that back up to $5,000, I would need to put back $701, which I am going to focus on in January. But if I do need to start tapping into it some more for the rest of this year, then I will refocus on it because I don't want it to get too low. Right now, I'm comfortable with just having the minus $700 until January. But if I have to use it before then I'll probably come back to build it up. All right. So the last thing I want to show you all is just that my Perkins Loan debt tracker. I did make this like sometime in 2019 when I was at $3,500 at the balance. The starting amount that I actually borrowed was $5,100. And then when I made this chart, I was at $3,500. And as you know, I did make my first payment for the month out of paycheck 1, which was about $454 and some change. So with that, I believe I can color in a few coins. So for my coin number, each coin is worth $125, and I did pay $454.83. So dividing that by 125 gives me 3.6 coins. So I think I'm just going to color in these 3 and then call it a day. And then I'll collect the last 4 coins at the end of the month or after paycheck 2, because after paycheck 2, this loan will be paid in full. All right. So hopefully I won't have this happen to my savings. That way I can just focus on all of my debts. The first 2 loans, UAS and Great Lakes Loan number 2. So long as everything goes as planned, I'll have both of these loans paid off by the end of this year. And wish me luck. Alright, so that is everything for today's video. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And I will see you all next time.